Ya viongozi wa upinzani wanazungumza na waandishi wa habari kuhusu yaliyojiri hapo jana. Tuwasikilize wanayosema kwa sasa.
The people have declared that this government is illegitimate. Their voice is the voice of God, not the voice of treason, and it should be heard. In this moment, we are keenly aware that there may now follow desperate attempts to cling to power. This desperation forces us to mourn and grieve the extrajudicial killings. It forces brothers to turn against each other through the unconstitutional deployment of the Kenya Defence Forces. They are meant to defend us against external threats and enemies. They have now been deployed against the people of Kenya. The deployment of the KDF is not only totally unjustified, but also unconstitutional. The Constitution is very clear, Article 241C. They can only be deployed to quell internal threats with the approval of Parliament, and Parliament has not approved this deployment. To every member of the disciplined forces, we want to remind you that, like every Kenyan, you are citizens of this country, and that at the end of the day, each one of you bear individual responsibility. Accountability is individual, not collective. To our police force, the same. And we are aware that yesterday, it was a section of the police force, not the entire police force, that visited atrocities on Kenyans. We want to remind you once again that the Constitution and the law require you to adhere strictly to both documents when you are exercising the power donated by the people, and that you will account individually. This is your country. Kenyans are your brothers and sisters. Be their keeper, not their executioner. Yesterday, sadly, the conscience of the nation was scarred when a young man was shot by a sniper in the head and his brain matter thrown around the gate of Parliament. This young man, we are told, was the brother of a police officer. We remind Ruto and his regime that they will account individually for these heinous acts. They swore before God and the country to defend the Constitution and to adhere to it. They are now violating it. If we are honest with ourselves, this should send a clear message that protesters are not the enemy of the people. We are the people, and we are your brothers and sisters, your sons and daughters. This is to the security forces, your mothers and your fathers. You should be looking after us, not destroying us. The only critical infrastructure that is under threat is the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, because of the manner in which, the contempt in which the Ruto regime appear to hold this sacred document. To the young people who have made a difference by standing up against tyranny and oppression, we know you are drained and even sad. We know you are exhausted. We pray that your spirit should not be broken, because in history, when people stand together, they have never been defeated, not even by the force of the guns. As your parents, those of us who are old enough to be your parents and grandparents, we are beginning to wonder whether we should not join our children and grandchildren in demanding that the Constitution of Kenya and the voice of people be respected. We give our condolences to the families who lost loved ones, and to those whose loved ones are now nursing injuries. Our prayers are with them, and as Kenyans, we'll stand with them in whatever way we can. To our brave medics who even at the risk of losing their lives went out to assist the injured. We salute you and we tell you that you are our heroes.
Huyu ni Martha Karua, mmoja